Hello.
Hello, and welcome to Corks and Cauldron, where two friends uncork, or in this case, unscrew, a bottle of wine, cast a few spells, and dive deep into fantasy books and theories. I'm still Gabby.
And I'm Jen. Quick disclaimer, this is an adult podcast about adult books. So expect some spicy language.
There's going to be a lot of spicy
content
language.
And spicy spoilers for the entire Plated Prisoner series.
Yes, we are covering everything in this episode, and we have some feelings.
So many feelings.
Crack open a bottle and grab a snack. Jen, what are we drinking tonight? What are we eating tonight?
I am going to make mini honey cakes tomorrow. Well, this recipe makes about 12 mini cupcakes. So they're going to be like a 2-bite thing.
Okay.
So we're going to call them Little Sons of Freedom. So there's there's flour, sugar, all your regular baking stuff, baking powder, baking soda, egg, salt, melted butter, or if you want, maybe melt some coconut oil if you have the hard pressed, or if you just have coconut oil. Use that because not only is it going to make it a little more tender or softy, it's also going to have that little coconutty taste to it. Anyway, honey, milk or buttermilk, whatever you like, vanilla, all the vanilla. And if you want a little bit of like a dash of cinnamon or nutmeg. So you're going to mix all that together. Of course, I always do wet ingredients first with my sugar. So butter, sugar, I guess it's honey. Well, both. Butter, sugar, honey. Mix those together until they're nice and blended. Toss in your egg and all your dry ingredients. You're giving me a blank stare. I'm trying to do this one pot for you.
I hate that you call them wet ingredients. I don't know what else you should call them. I just
Would
hate it.
Would you like me to call them moist?
No.
Blend all of the ingredients together, whether they are wet or dry. Stop. Get them together. And then you want to get a little mini muffin pan out. If you are like me, you have a mini, regular, and jumbo muffin pans. If you are not me, whatever muffin pan you have, get that out. If it's a regular sized muffin pan, you're only going to make 6 of these. It is what it is, guys.
That's fair. Yeah.
So you can either line the muffin pans or just spray them, however you do. And then you fill them until they're about 2/3 to 3/4 full. And then you bake them for 10 to 12 minutes or until the tops are lightly golden. And then there's a glaze that you can put on top of them, which is honey, lemon juice, and powdered sugar.
Oh, that's easy.
It is super easy. And it's nice because you always think that when you put like a half a cup of powdered sugar in, and then you only put like a little bit of honey and a little bit of lemon juice in, like a tablespoon-ish of each, that it's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
It's enough, guys. If it still feels too thick for you, put a little bit more lemon juice in. But don't go crazy and do another tablespoon or you will have like just syrup. And that's not what you're looking for. And then you'll end up adding more powdered sugar in.
It's a whole
and it becomes a whole vicious cycle.
Yep.
Anyway, so once these are golden brown and springy and pretty baked, make your glaze. While it's cooling, just take the muffin out, dip it in the glaze. Dip the top in the glaze.
Not the whole thing.
No. And then, set it back down on its bottom. That didn't go the way I wanted it to, but we're just going to roll with that. So, and then you have these little yummy, sweet treats.
They're like
2-bite things, which I love because sometimes you don't need an entire pan of brownies.
Mm-hmm. Or muffins or cupcakes or
blondies, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't need you want the whole thing, but you don't really need it. So just 1 or 2 bites is enough.
Yeah.
And then 1 or 2 bites of the next one and then the next one. It's like deviled eggs, guys. I'm sorry.
Gross.
Okay. Not a good choice. But anyway, if you want to make it a little fancier, you can put sprinkles on top or edible gold dust, whatever you want. But what are we going to drink with these, Gabby?
We are drinking Dreaming Tree Sauvignon Blanc because at the end of the book, they bang under a tree and it's her dream. And Sauvignon Blanc because it's a white goldish color, much like Oren. So, yeah, that's...
Did you just call Oren a Caucasian?
Sure did.
Okay.
That girl made some white girl choices.
Throughout the entire series.
I say this as a white girl. Like, there were some times where even I was like, what are you doing?
So, guys, just so you know, since this is our last episode of the Plated Prisoner series, we are going to continue recording and actually posting episodes. I promise. But we're just going to cover the whole series.
Yes.
From start to finish and bitch about whatever we want in between.
Yes. We have a lot of feelings about this, and we're going, like Jen said, giant spoiler warning for the entire fucking series. If you have not finished the series, I do not recommend listening to this episode.
Yes, go all the way back to the beginning and start at 1.
Yes. Yep.
Or find whatever book you're in and start with that.
There. Yep.
This is the story of a girl that's gold. Her name is Orin, and at the beginning of this, she is living with Midas, the king of the 6th kingdom, in a cage.
Yep. And she's cool with it.
Because she's fine with it because it keeps her safe, and he keeps her safe. I am using air quotes just so you know, safe.
Midas is a walking red flag.
And he is basically using her because she has the golden touch. If you've ever read the myth of Midas that is in Greek mythology, he learned some lessons from this. Unfortunately, this Midas did not learn any lessons other than don't piss off Orin. That is probably the only lesson that he really learned.
Yes. Midas is the guy that we meet first. In this book series, so automatically we know that he's not endgame, right? Because it's never the first guy that we meet. It's never.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I can see the smoke rolling.
Thanks. I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, it just and he's blonde haired, and it's never a blonde haired first guy ever. That
Doesn't Cassian have blonde hair?
No, not in the fan art. I guess it's always dark haired. Can't be a shadow daddy and be blonde.
Reese is the shadow daddy. He's not.
Yeah, well.
He's the bat boy. Anyway, that is a totally different series.
Yeah, so Guild is like the very beginning of like we meet Orin, we meet Midas, and
they're having an orgy.
Yeah, the book starts with an orgy. This is the book that we learn like how the magic system or how the politics of this world work, and you have to have magic to rule. So no magic, no ruling. Midas not having magic means that he shouldn't be ruling, but because he has finangled Orin into not giving up her magic, but playing along with him pretending to have magic.
To keep her safe.
Quote unquote. Yeah, that is why Midas is in charge and Orin is in a cage. We learn that much later.
From Barden East or Barden West.
Whatever. One of those guys. So that's Guild, is that shit show.
I mean, that's definitely the start of Guild.
That's high level Guild. Do we meet Slade in Guild?
No, but we do hear about Slade in Guild as King Ravager. We meet King Folk in Guild. He is the 5th Kingdom's king.
And he can
duplicate items.
Yep.
So he goes to see Midas, and Midas gives him carts full of gold touched items, and he is able to duplicate them one time because that is his power. He can only duplicate items, not people.
Yes.
And they barter for King Folk to have a night with Orin.
Orin's super cool with that. Super chill.
Yeah.
She is all about that.
Much like most of our female main characters at the beginning, she is a little clueless and not super in touch with herself or strong.
She's just
I want to preface this. I'm saying like most. Yes, I have read Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I do know who Bryce is, and I also know who Aelin is. They are exceptions to the rule. They are not the rule.
It is 100% a very common trope or writing technique that we see in these romance fantasy novels, is that the female main character has to start strong, so it's easier for them to it's easier for us, right? We can see the character development, we can see the power development, we can see them changing and becoming a bigger, better person. But in order to do that, they have to start incredibly weak, because you have readers like me who are just like, we're along for the vibes, and if it's not written on the page, we're not reading between the lines. So you're welcome. I'm bringing down the reading average. All right, look, you want to go to Glint?
Do we want to talk any more about?
No, because the only thing left in Guild is Sale, and I'm still hurt.
All right, so on to Glint. So backstory to Glint: stuff blows up in Guild. King Folk dies because allegedly one of his men kills him. Really, that's Orin's keeper, Digby. Protector, not keeper. My bad.
Yeah, that was a poor choice of words.
We do love Digby, just so we know.
We are Team Digby.
He is the man.
Yes.
We also got to meet Rissa in Guild.
Yes.
And in one of my favorite scenes in the entire series. But at the end of Guild, Orin and Rissa and some of the other saddles, which is what they call kept women, harem.
Prostitutes. Ladies of the Nights.
Yeah. Side pieces?
No, they're not side pieces.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Harem, I think, is the closest.
Horrible. Harem is pretty close. They are going to the Fifth Kingdom, which is where Midas is. He took a fake Orin with him, and now the real Orin and about 10 or 11 of his other saddles are going that way.
He took a foreign, faux Orin, foreign.
Ha ha ha. During their jaunt to the Fifth Kingdom, because they are moving from the icy, icy, icy kingdom of the Sixth Kingdom down to the
slightly warmer,
slightly less icy, but still fucking cold Fifth Kingdom, they get kidnapped by snow pirates.
I hate that they have snow pirates.
I loved that part.
Why are pirates in the snow?
I hated Captain Fane.
Captain Fane was the worst. Well, Midas was still the worst.
Fane was
he was written to be a villain, though.
He was, absolutely.
Midas we were not supposed to hate until later on, so.
Much like Professor Umbridge in Harry Potter, Captain Fane lived up to his role. You okay?
Who would you cast as Captain Fane?
It would have to be someone slightly pretty, but not super pretty.
Yeah. I was thinking, whenever they talked about Captain Fane, I always pictured the cartoon Captain Hook, you know?
Wow.
No, that's not who you picture.
I was more Gaston.
Okay. I mean, Gaston with the pirate hat is basically Captain Hook.
There you go. Yeah. Just a little more muscly. So I needed him to have muscles because he was vicious and mean.
Sure,
and
that's fair.
They didn't describe him as pot-bellied, so he had to have the muscles.
He was a captain that was still very much involved in the day-to-day labors of pirating.
Yes, and he wanted to take his rewards during Glint, and those rewards just happened to be Orin and Rissa.
Yeah, well, he got half his rewards.
Yeah. And then he got his just desserts.
Which is wasn't that the food that we cooked for that episode?
It was. Yes. Yes, it was, as a matter of fact. So in Glint, Orin gets kidnapped along with all of the other saddles by the pirates. Captain Fane is the leader of the pirates. He kills one of Orin's bodyguards, Sail.
We also fell in love with.
And we are still very angry about him dying, like Sam.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah.
Commander Rip shows up. He is the leader of the Fourth Kingdom's army. He shows up with his soldiers and buys all of the saddles, all of the guards,
horses,
and all
everything.
Of the horses.
Yeah, he bought everything
that Captain Fane had just gotten less than an hour ago. Yep. Maybe an hour ago.
This was the book that we also learned a lot about Orin's relationships with the other saddles and her own,
or lack thereof. Yeah.
Her own status within that community. So that was an interesting read.
Yeah.
And then
they hated her, guys.
Well, yeah, she was the favorite. So
yeah.
Everyone hates the favorite.
If you've ever had siblings, and you have never been hated by your siblings, congratulations. You had a very
What's
loving
it like being God's
family.
favorite?
What is it like? The rest of us, however, may know what it feels like a little bit to be hated.
Okay, yeah. So in Glint, Orin's been kidnapped. Mm-hmm. Captain Fane does take his rewards from Rissa.
Violently, guys.
Violently. Very much against. Rissa does try to lean on her professional skills.
Yeah, Rissa is a saddle. It is her job to be
wanted, desirable,
ridden.
Yes, she...
I hate saying that, but
she tries to take control of the situation and the way that she can, right?
Yeah.
She knows it's going to happen, but I can make it, I can own it kind of thing.
And he is not about that.
No.
He is a very violent partner.
I don't even want to call him lover, but
I'm not.
Yeah.
Partner is going to be it for me. I'm sorry.
And partner's generous, honestly.
Yeah. All of this is happening at night. The sun is slowly coming up. After he is finished with Rissa, as the sun is coming up and his pants are still down, Orin does something that she's never done in front of anyone else except Midas. She gilds.
She turns Captain Fane into a gold statue with his pants around his ankle.
Yes.
And then they have to struggle to push him off the boat because the boat is in the sky because we're in a fantasy novel. And he's solid gold, which is heavy.
Yep.
So Orin and Rissa are both saddles. They're not exactly in gym shape.
Right.
So trying to haul a grown-ass man off the boat is a struggle for them.
I am also not in gym shape.
Same. I'm
but
not
I'm not
judging
in
that.
saddle shape either.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I would be able to do that either.
I am not judging them. I thought they were genius for what they did because they ended up doing like a rope and pulley system to like
Yes.
move him forward, which was smart.
And they pushed him out his window and then they tied themselves up so that it didn't look like they did anything.
Which, okay, I know you haven't watched this, but there's an episode of New Girl where they ruin Schmidt's clothes somehow. Winston and Jess do. They ruin Schmidt's clothes by like water damage, and they tie themselves up to make it look like some people broke in, and a bunch of crackheads broke in and stole all of his suits. But don't worry, they ended up taking them to the dry cleaner, and they're clean now. And they just like they tied them. It was a whole thing. Anyone who has seen this episode knows what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm funny. Gosh darn it.
Someday I'm going to watch this. Maybe. Probably not.
But anyway, Glint is the first book that we officially meet Slade. And
yes. we know Slade as Commander Rip. Yes. And Oren knows Slade as a Fae.
Yes.
Why does Oren know this?
There's an aura.
She's a Fae too.
They're fated mates.
Yes. Gabby was on this from the beginning.
From Glint, I was like, oh, it's him. This is the one.
And so let's talk about Slade for a minute, a.k.a. Commander Rip, a.k.a. King Ravenger.
A.k.a. book boyfriend for everybody who's read this book.
Best book boyfriend. Better.
You better watch yourself.
He is better than Reese.
He's 100% better than Reese.
And Xaden. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. He is very empowering for Oren.
Yes. Yeah.
And is all about consent and her making her own decisions. But her understanding that while he supports her decisions, he will also be there with her.
We love that. We love a supportive king.
Encouraging her, even if it is encouraging her to have sex with someone else so that he can have sex with her after and wipe their smell off of her entirely. Whatever. That was a whole carriage ride, guys. It was that was a good carriage ride for her.
Yeah, it was.
But in Glint, Oren is still very, very much, I need to get back to Midas to become safe.
I need to keep him safe. He needs me.
He needs me. Him. The only way for this to happen is to get away from these pirates. So I guess we're going with Fourth Kingdom's army.
Yes.
Which is what they end up doing.
And that's Glint, right?
That's pretty much Glint.
Yep. And then we go into Gleam.
Yes.
And this is Oren's rebellion arc. This is when she kind of like starts figuring out that, maybe Midas isn't all that he's cracked up to be.
So this is when Oren gets to meet the Wrath, which are Commander Rip's captains.
It's his like inner circle.
It's his inner circle, but better. Because he has Judd and Lou and Ostrich. He also has someone named Fake Rip.
In this book, that is how we know him, yes.
That is how we know him, but his name is actually Riot.
Yes.
But they are his family. Found family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And family, but found family. And I'm going to throw Hojat in there too.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the very least, Hojat I don't know if Ravenger would consider him family, but Hojat knows everything that the inner circle does.
He's like a second cousin.
Yeah. Like he goes to all the family reunions. He knows all the dirty secrets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He keeps his mouth shut.
Yep. We did not get any Hojat closure in this book series.
No, we did not. And I'm hoping that maybe we'll get something about it when Raven Kennedy writes Riot's story.
So, Raven Kennedy, let's get on that.
Thank you, Raven Kennedy, for writing these books. I'm pointing at them behind me. Sorry. Thank you for writing these books. We did enjoy.
I don't have anything behind me anymore.
Oren gets to slowly meet the Wrath. She actually meets Hojat first, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because Hojat was the mender.
She was damaged.
She was not damaged. She was hurt.
Yeah, same thing. And he came to help her, and she found out that he was not only trained by Orion, a.k.a. human, menders, but also Fae healers, because he did some holistic things that most Orion menders do not do. So we're going to compare a mender to something like a general physician.
Yeah.
/ surgeon. And a healer to, just like what I said, a holistic doctor. So anyway, she gets to meet Hojat, and then she meets Lou. She spends this entire fucking book trying to find messenger hawks, guys.
She does. And we see some of Midas's darker side. Like this is the first book that we saw some of Midas's chapters from his point of view too.
Yeah.
And we saw kind of like how controlling he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And so as readers, we're screaming at Oren to like, get her shit together, and he's really not that cool. And Oren is just blissfully unaware and just
Osric is definitely doing his damnedest.
he really is.
To open her eyes to that, and so does Slade.
Slade is much more subtle about it. Osric is about as subtle as a foghorn.
Sledgehammer. Whatever is big and blunt, guys. Let's just compare him to that. A brick wall.
Yeah, a semi like.
Yeah, he is not subtle. But Lou, I think this is the book. I mean, we meet Lou for the first time in Gleam, and we fall in love with Lou for the first time in Gleam, whether you are straight or not. Sorry,
no,
because she is the woman, the girl, the best friend that everybody needs.
Lou is such a straight shooter, like. And she's not going to tell you what you want to hear, but she is going to tell you what you need to hear. And I think she does a really good job at balancing, like, okay, this is going to suck to hear, but you need to hear this. So I'm going to try to soften it up. But like, Midas is a piece of shit. What are you doing?
And Osric is just like, I can't believe that you have the audacity to walk around being all gold like that. Midas's little trophy.
Oh, that's another thing. I don't know if we've ever like fully, everyone calls Oren Midas's pet, but Oren is gold head to toe.
Yeah, guys, she's gold head to toe. And in this book, she has 24 ribbons, and they are prehensile, so they move. Much like puppies, they have their own minds.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yep.
And yes, people were freaked out about the ribbons the entire series. No, I don't think the ribbons are weird. But I also like X-Men. So just...
The ribbons are different, right? Like we read about all of these Fae and Fairy and whatever.
And some of them have wings and some of them have pointy ears.
Yeah.
And this is just another way for us to know that Oren is...
different.
Not Orion.
Yeah.
Oren is not Orion. That is not easy to say sober.
Say that 10 times fast. So Slade and Oren also get cozy in this book. For sure.
They are sharing a tent, guys, but not the way you think.
Yeah.
I don't think at this point, Oren does not, to be clear, guys, so there's some fun things about Oren's magic that you need to know. One, everything she touches turns to gold.
Whether she wants to or not. At this
Whether
point.
she wants it to or not. Two, she has no control over this at all. She has had this power since she was 15-ish. When she got her ribbons and she hit puberty and became a woman in Orion society. And a saddle because she was owned by a shitty man. But not long after she escaped from her owner, her ribbons came out. And then she started leaking gold out of her hands and feet. There's no good way to explain that, guys.
No, I hate that they call it leaking, but that's
what
like
they called it.
Way. Yeah.
I could also say dripping, but it's either way is gross.
Yeah.
And the other word I could use is also just, we're not gonna. So she does not have control over her magic at this point. All of the clothes she wears turn gold, but they don't become heavy. They're not completely
solid gold.
It's just the gold takes over the fabric, basically.
Yep.
Or the feathers or the leather. She can control it enough that it's only on the inside of like her mittens and things and the inside of her coat.
But she doesn't realize that she's controlling it at this point, at least.
She does not realize it. Slade, Commander Rip, however, does. And he tries to get her to think for herself in this book.
He asks a lot of questions and she's convinced.
To get to know her.
Well, she's convinced that he is trying to get Midas information. Like, because he'll ask questions like, well, what did you and Midas do for fun? Or like, what do you and Midas talk about? Or like things like that.
Who's your best friend?
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
Just general get to know you stuff.
And she has been so brainwashed to think that Fourth Kingdom and
evil.
Commander Rip are evil, and that they call him Commander Rip because he rips the heads off of his enemies.
Yep. That's one of the rumors. There's multiple rumors.
But that's the one she currently believes. And seeing the man and knowing in her mind what that rumor is, do not go together.
Yeah. And like the soldiers are all relaxed and happy and like
and really nice and
they don't treat her well, but they don't treat her poorly. Like
yeah.
she's got freedom within the camp.
She meets Keg,
Mm-hmm.
who is my favorite cook in the entire series. And he is a camp cook, and his food is not good from the way they describe it just makes me think it's not that great.
You think
But
it's oversalted or undersalted?
Yes. I also think
Somehow
it's burnt and raw at the same time. So, but he befriends Oren and treats her like a person, not a thing.
Not a pet, not a thing, not a trophy, just a person.
Which the only other person that's ever done that is Sale.
And he died.
R.I.P. Sale.
RIP.
And she needs that. She needed somebody to treat her like a person.
And she didn't trust Lou yet. She didn't trust Arath yet. She definitely didn't trust Osric.
No. Osric hated Oren in this book.
Yeah. They hated each other.
Oh, yeah. But Lou does take her to see the other saddles, and they are all sharing one tent and are not free to walk around, which she does not even think is weird, which kind of bugged me.
Well, it's just another way to show that she's still the favorite, right?
Yeah, but everybody just assumes she's sleeping with Commander Rip. She is not. He is actually protecting the army from her.
Yep. Yeah, Commander Rip does not trust her at all.
And also knows that she does not have control over her
power.
Yeah. Because he realizes pretty quickly that she has it.
Yeah, he caught on quicker than I did.
So, but this whole book is them traveling toward the Fifth Kingdom to get to Midas.
There's a lot of like stolen moments between Slade and Oren.
There are. And they're kind of sweet.
Yeah. They're semi-steamy is what I'll say. Like there's tension, right? There's definitely some tension.
Yeah.
Would you call this book a slow burn? The series a slow burn?
Other than starting off with an orgy, yeah, I would actually. Because I'm sorry, guys. That orgy was just it did not hit for me.
Well, I don't think it was supposed to, right?
It's not supposed to. It was very cringy.
Well, and it was supposed to be written cold, right? Because we're getting that orgy from Oren's point of view, and she's pissed that she's not involved.
Yeah. Do you know who we have not talked about yet?
Ollie.
Your favorite character
Ollie.
In the entire series. No, but really your favorite character in the entire series. Queen M has not been mentioned at all.
She has not. And I was Queen M until the end.
I know. That's why I'm like, we're in the third book and we still haven't talked about her.
Well, she didn't really make much of an appearance until... Well, okay, in the second book, Oren mentioned that Queen M hated her.
And she had somebody beat up Oren.
Well, minor details.
Potato.
Queen M had a lot of character growth in this whole series.
She did, actually. Oren may have grown into her power. Melina also grew into her power because they were two sides of the same coin.
Both of them grew as people, too.
Yes. One of them just chose... Actually, no. Their trajectories happened almost exactly the same, except for one small detail.
What's that detail?
The one where Oren was like, I don't feel like being dead. And they were like, oh, okay, you're not dead then.
Yeah. So Melina and Oren are basically the same people.
Yes.
Honestly, they really are. And I don't know why Oren annoyed me so much and Melina did not. I will say, I do feel like Melina grew more as a person than Oren did. Oren has always been pretty true to herself.
Yes. Like her core person had already been formed. She was.
We saw like her wanting to go into the ghetto is what I'm going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The shanties.
Yeah.
In like the first or second book, trying to like save the poors.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she when she was younger, she used to beg in areas like that.
Yeah. So she had that connection. Oren was always very much the want to help everybody to the risk of herself person. Queen Melina has never been that person, but at the end
became that person.
Was. Yeah. Like that character growth is just such a sharper contrast.
In the beginning, Queen Melina was a spoiled little princess.
In the beginning, Queen Melina was the Ice Queen. Literally, like, she was described as the Ice Queen because she was just cold. She had blonde, like, white hair.
pale skin.
Pale, like translucent almost
Yeah,
skin.
they talk about being able to see her blue veins underneath her skins.
Yeah, and she was a royal bitch. Like, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, she was. Absolutely. I think that she needed, her mother died young. Her mother died when Melina was young.
Yes. It
So
sounded like
she
cancer.
did not have that mother's touch that I guess girls need.
Melina also grew up with court politics. She grew up being groomed to take over ruling her country.
With the expectation that she was going to have magic, because every person in her family line,
Yep.
her direct family line,
Yep,
had magic.
She did not.
Until her.
Yep.
And not only did she not have magic, bitch had the audacity to not even be able to have kids.
What a bitch.
How dare she?
Just so we're clear, that was us being very sarcastic. We do not hold that against her at all.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you can't control that. The power or the kid thing. Like, that's not on her. But that is how society looked at Melina.
Yeah.
Especially in this book. So
in this book series, the whole thing.
Yeah.
She was looked down on because not only could she did not have power, but she also could not give Midas an heir.
Yes.
And that at the point where we are in this book series, that's really all she was good for.
According to Midas and what we know
according
of her.
to that society.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty much all she was allegedly good for. But that was only the royalty, because when we hear stories about like Sale's family and Osric and Domic and Lou, their families, I mean, okay, we don't hear a whole lot about Lou, but they don't have that expectation.
Well, Lou is also a commander in the army. Captain. She's like high up there in the army. Which is not something that Oren has ever experienced on her side either, because the Sixth Kingdom the Sixth Kingdom and their view on women's was very different than the Fourth Kingdom and their view on women.
In the Sixth Kingdom, if you were barefoot and pregnant, you should be in the kitchen.
Yep.
And in the Fourth Kingdom, if you could fight, they didn't care what was between your legs.
Yeah. As long as you can hold your own. Like,
yeah, which was nice. But we are getting a little off topic.
We sure are.
So, Glint ended basically, like we said, they're trying to get to Fifth Kingdom to return Oren and the other saddles to King Midas, who is living in the Fifth Kingdom and taking care of the Fifth Kingdom, because the king was killed because Midas is a piece of shit. So we get to Gleam, which is the next book. Nope, that was the book we were just talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're on Glow.
Guild, Glint, Gleam. Y'all, I don't know where we are. But we're getting to the Fifth Kingdom, and we're dropping Oren off to be with Midas, because at the end of the last book, she found the messenger hawks and tried to send him a message to warn him that they were coming and to come save her, with love.
XOXO, Oren.
Right. And fun story about Commander Rip, aka Slade. He has an affinity with flying things. Birds. Timberwings.
Anything
dragons,
that flies. Yeah.
Probably mosquitoes, because they live in a swamp. We never asked him. But all of the messenger hawks in Oria have been trained to drop off letters to him first, no matter who they're for. So the message she tries to send out goes directly to him. Not awkward at all.
Not even a little bit. It's super awkward.
It's so awkward. But they get her to King Midas.
Eventually, yeah.
In Gleam.
By this point, though, Oren has changed so much from the Oren that Midas left behind in Sixth Kingdom. So, like, she gets to Midas and she's like, oh my God, I think I'm ready to, like, leave the cage. I think I'm ready to be my own person. I think I'm ready to, like, grow up. And Midas is like, absolutely not. No.
Midas is like, that sounds fantastic. While I'm talking to these guys, let me put you in this cage I had built, and you can just stay there and I'll lock you in.
Just for a minute. I'll be right back.
Maybe
an hour have to talk.
2 hours tops.
Yeah. Just let the men talk and I'll be right back.
Yeah. And it goes over super well.
Yeah. Oren ends up gilding the fake Oren. That's a joke. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
And she actually rips the door off the cage and drops it on Midas.
She sure does. And Midas handles that super well. He is very calm and collected, and there's nothing bad that happens.
She messed up his outfit. He's mad.
He's pissed.
And he locks her in the room.
Does he hit her at this point? Or not yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But he does lock her in that closet because that is where the cage was, guys. A closet.
To be fair, it is like a walk-in closet. It's not like, my tiny ass
There's
closet.
no windows.
Well, I didn't say it was a good closet. I just meant like it's
The only company she has is Gilded.
her thoughts. I didn't say it was a good thing. I just said
No, it was
that
terrible.
It was bigger than a closet.
She handles it not well.
She
actually, she ends up gilding the door right before Commander Rip shows up in King Ravager form.
Yep.
And kills the guards, melts the door, rots the door, and sets her free. And then she finds out, because she's freaking out, one, that he killed all these people, and two, that he's in Midas's rooms. She finds out that he's Commander Rip. This was the big reveal at the end of Gleam.
Some of us did not see it coming.
Oh, look, I have water.
Oh, yeah, look how pretty you are.
But, yeah, that was the end of Gleam, that happening. So the other parts of Gleam are really just getting to Fifth Kingdom. Commander Rip trying to let Orin know that she has a choice. She doesn't have to go back to King Midas. Fourth Kingdom will protect her. And her being the rose-colored glasses person she was at that point, really thinking that if she gave herself up, King Midas and his army wouldn't kill the Fourth Kingdom's army. She had no idea that the Fourth Kingdom was so much stronger than Sixth Kingdom or Fifth Kingdom's armies combined.
There was also a lot of subtle foreshadowing we saw in here, like they watched the moon that I can't think of.
Oh yeah, they watched that it was some kind of shower, meteor shower.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that they are a pair of something.
Quite the pair.
Yeah. So he was feeling her out too, to like, how much do you know about the Fae Kingdom?
Nothing, guys. She knew nothing.
Not a single
remembered
thing.
She was kidnapped from Anwen, which is the Fae Kingdom, when she was 5. So she kind of remembers the way her mother smelled.
She remembers her mom's smile, her dad's voice, like just snippets of information. But like
all the trauma topped on top of that for 20 years kind of destroyed most of her memories.
Yeah, she doesn't know the customs, she doesn't know the laws, she doesn't know
anything.
Rules. Yeah. Yep. But I would say this is when we first saw the foreshadowing, or at least that I noticed. But
yeah. Yes.
The other books were a lot more just like world building. Like,
yes,
here's how the magic system works. Here's the characters. Here's
Midas. Let's talk about Aurea for a minute, guys. So there are 2 different worlds. Aurea, which is where the humans and Orin and Slade live, is made up of 6 kingdoms. It used to be 7, but one of them is destroyed. Each kingdom
fell off the edge of the earth. So
yeah, that too. Each kingdom is ruled by someone with a lot of power, magics.
Yep.
And each kingdom has its strengths and its weaknesses. Sixth Kingdom is all about gold, and it's cold as heck. Fifth Kingdom is a little less cold,
their
but not
main
much.
export is dew.
Their main export is a drug called dew that we compare to shrooms.
Yeah.
And they also think that everything needs to be sweet.
Everything is candied.
Everything is candied, even their stew, which
yeah.
And then there is Fourth Kingdom, which is ruled by King Ravager, aka King Rot. It is a swamp area.
Mm-hmm. I think we compared it to like Louisiana.
Yeah, and their exports are gemstones,
jewels. Yep. Something that they could mine that didn't need crops were not their export.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you go to Third Kingdom, which is like sandy beaches, Florida kind of thing. I have no idea what their export is.
Trauma.
But their queen controls whispers and words.
The spoken word.
And her name is Kyla, and she is a C word that I'm not going to say because it's not nice. And then across the sea from her is the Second Kingdom, which is straight up Sahara desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is ruled by religious fanatics. Queen Elide has some kind of pinching power.
Yeah,
Like
she's
she
the
can
worst.
pinch your innards and she's horrible. And her husband can find water.
Yeah, which is super handy for desert people. Yeah.
And her son, who is around 10 to 12 years old,
Yeah, he
can
throw
shield.
Yep.
Which is super cool. And then there is First Kingdom, which is run by King Thold.
He controls snakes.
Snakes, guys, snakes.
Yeah, not at all creepy.
All the snakes.
Yeah.
Like, if you've seen Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger, there's the guy that can turn into a snake. I feel like Thold could probably be that dude.
I'm
It's gross.
sorry. What?
I know, it's from the 80s.
What?
You weren't even alive.
What are
I
you
know.
talking about?
So there's this movie, and Arnold Schwarzenegger used to be an actor.
Right. I'll
And
be
he was
back.
really good.
Yeah, yeah. Terminator. I got that.
Terminator.
Yeah.
But one of his first movies was Conan the Barbarian.
And he turned into a snake?
He did not, but the bad guy in it did.
What kind of snake?
A giant, scary snake.
Like an anaconda or like a rattlesnake? Was it
No,
venomous?
it was big and it was gross and it was venomous and I didn't like it. But there were a whole group of people that worshipped snakes.
I thought the snow snakes that we ran into in this book
That was
series
creepy
bad
too.
enough. And I refuse to watch snakes on a plane because then I'll never get on a plane again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm just saying yes. I understand why you're saying no.
But anyway. Glow or Gleam or whatever book we're on.
So that's Aurea. And then there's Anwen, which is the Fey world.
Yes.
Now, there used to be a bridge that connected the two. And at some point in Fey history, King Ravenger's father, Stanton
the
Cull,
Breaker,
a.k.a. the Breaker, broke the bridge because the king wanted him to, so that those Oriens couldn't keep coming over.
Those dirty, rotten Oriens, because they wanted to keep the bloodlines pure. They didn't want their magic blood.
Pure bloods.
Yeah.
No more muggles in the Yeah, we didn't want to dirty our bloodlines with muggles. So when they broke the bridge to Lemuria, it actually destroyed the Seventh Kingdom in Aurea and part of Anwen. Those areas were both dying
because there
was no magic anymore. And that's a fun story. The person that created that bridge was one of Oren's great grandparents, probably a couple of greats removed.
And the thing with Oren's bloodline, and we find this out in Gold or Goldfinch, everyone in her bloodline has some sort of tie to gold.
Yes.
Somewhere, somehow. Her mom had gold lips.
Yes. And one of her family members had gold blood and had gold eyes.
Yep. So gold.
So there was something gold on all of the people in her bloodline.
She just happens
to be
all gold.
Yeah. And even her blood was gold.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Nobody cut her hair, although there was a bang incident.
There was a bang incident.
If a woman has never had a bang incident.
Have they even lived?
Have you lived, guys?
I don't know. Thank God for my hairdresser, because I'll be stressed and I'll text her and be like, I want bangs. And she tells me to sleep on it. So thank God for her.
Chat GPT told me to get bangs, and I actually like them.
Yeah, but it works with your face. And I do not put that much maintenance into this. So
you know that this was just me running a comb through my hair, right?
Yeah. I haven't run a brush through my hair in a week.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Anyway,
what
are we on now?
We are going to Glow. Glow is where Oren really steps up, and her and Slade's relationship, aka King Rot, aka Commander Rip, all the same person, guys. Their relationship definitely goes up to the next level. This is where the books become spicy.
Isn't this where the book came to a crashing halt though? Isn't this when she was in the caves and crying about her life for an entire book?
Well, I guess that was Gleam where everything got spicy.
Yes.
And we accidentally...
Gleam had the forbidden moments. That was when Oren and Slade were sneaking around and being like, I mean, I'm still with Midas, but you're pretty cool too.
And he's like, yeah, so here's the thing. If we're going to do this.
We're going to do this.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
And in her mind, she's like, it doesn't matter because I'm leaving.
So.
And he'll never see me again. I just want some strange. And he's like, I don't think you understand. I will find you. This
If we're
this
doing
is end
this,
game.
it's real.
This is it.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, cool, cool, cool. And then she turns his pillow to gold and breaks his bed, but not in a fun way.
Oh, there was some fun involved.
But there is some fun involved, but the bed breaking is from the pillow, not the fun.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Gleam is when they start their sneaking around. Orin is 100% ready to leave Midas by the end of
Yes.
Gleam. The beginning of Gleam, she is still like trying to like work it out.
Orin turns him to gold at the end of Gleam.
I know, I love it.
It's probably one of the best scenes in the book.
It is totally something that Midas had coming.
Mhm.
And then we get to Glow, and this is the Tower of Dawn of this book series. It just comes to like a screeching halt as far as like the story moving forward. It feels like.
Because it takes the first half of the book is like a week.
Orin's asleep. Yeah.
And Orin's unconscious.
Yeah.
And that's the whole book.
Yeah.
For the first half. But we do get a lot of other stories in that, which is nice.
We learn a lot.
Hojat.
Yeah.
We never get a Hojat chapter ever.
No.
But we do get a lot of Slade chapters, a lot of Slade backstory chapters.
Yep.
We get Kyla chapters, Melina chapters.
We learn a little bit about Judd and Lou's background. A baby bit, like we start learning more about them. I think we get an Ostrich chapter in there too, don't we?
Yep. We had to because by the end of Gleam, Orin is unconscious and Ravenger takes her to a village called Drollard Village.
Yep.
That it has just now become part of Fourth Kingdom on a Timberwing. While Ostrich takes Rissa and Polly with the army on foot. Yeah.
Polly's also addicted to dew.
Yeah.
So
Polly's like a meth addict.
Detoxing. Yeah.
And have we talked at all about what's her name?
Mist.
She hated Orin. Mist, who is carrying
they all hated
Midas's
Orin.
baby.
Yes. Mist gets knocked up by Midas's baby, which proves that Melina, in theory, would be the barren one, not Midas.
By the way, guys, this happens probably during that orgy in Guild.
Honestly, probably. Yeah, the timeline fits.
The timeline fits. The orgy in the first chapter, the first pages of Guild, is when Mist gets pregnant. Orin finds out
They don't name Mist by name in that orgy, but it is...
No.
It's heavily implied. Yeah.
We find out in Glint. We find out in Glint that she's pregnant. Orin finds out and it breaks her heart because while Midas has been with Orin, he uses the pull-out method with Orin, guys.
The pull-out and pray?
Yeah. Which apparently works fine for her, I guess. Or maybe her body's just like, absolutely not. Don't put that thing in me.
It's just rejecting it.
Yeah. But so she is a little upset because she always wanted to be that close with Midas because teenagers and their first loves.
And she basically had the maturity level of like an 18-year-old.
If that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we get to Glow. And Glow is a lot of Orin recovering and owning her power. And that's that book.
It's probably my least favorite book of the entire series. But we do get to meet Riot.
We do meet
officially meet Riot and find out that Riot is Slade's brother.
His younger brother. And they basically are twins.
Yes, which is why he can pretend to be
Fake Rip.
We also meet his mother.
Yes, Allure
in this book. She does not speak, but she loves sweets and she reads a lot of books. So I really feel like other than the not being able to stop talking part, I could be her.
She also fiercely loves her kids. She doesn't talk. She had a lot of trauma and we learn a little bit about her trauma in Gold, I want to say.
In Glow.
In Glow?
And then in Gold.
Okay.
But in Glow, when we're getting the backstory from Slade, we get a lot of story about Mom, too. And she actually had a power. She can see
She's a prophet.
Visions.
She could see the future. Yeah.
But it's never really clear. And you have no idea what she's talking about a lot of times. Her husband makes fun of it because she has never actually given him
an accurate
prophecy
or
anything about him. She's never made a prediction about him.
Because she hates him, because he's an abusive asshole.
Well, there would be that too. But
also, about halfway through Glow, we find out that
Orin's awake?
And that the other kingdoms want her to atone for killing Midas.
Yes.
The Crucible, right? Is that what they call it? The Crucible? No. What do they call it?
It does start with a C.
It starts with a C. I was Crux?
Conflux.
Conflux. We'd get there.
It takes a second, guys. Sorry.
We read a lot of books.
We do. In Glow, we start off in Drawlard Village. We end up in the Fourth Kingdom.
Yes.
So the actual Fourth Kingdom, the main capital. Oren gets to be out in the sun for the first time in a long time. She finally gets with Digby.
Not with Digby.
No,
like,
I mean,
not that way.
They
but
find
like,
each other again.
They reunite.
Yeah.
So Glow.
Oren is unconscious the first half of this book. The second half, they start working with her on her control of her gold.
Rip basically forces her to Slade.
Well, yeah, but everybody's terrified of her, so it kind of helps.
Do you blame her? She just gilded Midas and like
I don't blame
an ocean
entire
of gold.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we've got at the end of it, she gets kidnapped. Yep. Kidnapped.
Rissa gets stabbed.
Rissa
the
gets
book ends
stabbed.
with like Rissa being dead and Oren getting kidnapped.
Yes.
That's right.
And it's not great, guys.
Not ideal. And then we go into Gold and Gold. Gold is where we get a lot of Queen Ice.
Kyla?
No. I was going to go with the pinching power.
Isolde. Yeah.
We get firsthand experience about her pinching power.
Yes.
And the religious fanatics that reside with her.
Yes. And then there's the conflux, and Oren is guilty, and she's going to die.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot more in Gold. Argo gets shot down. There's a healer. It's a whole thing. Gold was a lot more fast-paced for me, especially compared to Glow.
Yes. Glow is very slow, and then all of a sudden, everything's happening in Gold.
And then Goldfinch, like, didn't stop the action either.
Correct, because those were the last two books.
Yeah.
But Gold was a lot of prepping for Oren to go to the conflux. Oren going to the conflux, Slade trying to stop the conflux, Slade getting there too late to stop the conflux itself, but just in time to stop them from murdering Oren.
Yeah.
Because this whole time, Kyla has convinced all of the other kings and queens that Oren has stolen King Midas's power.
So they think that Oren's power is stealing other people's power. And people in power don't like to lose their power. So she's leaning into that. What if she takes your power?
It does not help her case that she has a little rot inside of her. No, she is not pregnant.
That was your theory.
She literally, yeah, it was my theory. But she really just has a little rot inside of her because their mating bond causes them to share their magic.
Yep.
Not a ton of it, but some of it.
Enough of it. Yeah. So Gold ends with Oren falling through the world.
Yes. Ravager creates a rip in the world because he cannot get to her, and she is about to drown in her own gold.
Which we also found out in Glow, I think. How Rip got his name is because he can rip portals between worlds. So he can go from Auria to Anwin.
Yes.
Not easily. We had theories about his power.
Yes.
And like the amount it took, the it took to create this.
I still think that he had to have someone else with more power.
Yeah, he needed that extra boost.
I think he bumped off of the little boy.
So initially he bumped off of Stanton, bumped off of his dad.
His father, because they were having a fight.
Yep.
It created a rip in the world, and people got sucked through, which is where Drawlard Village came.
Yes, and then I agree. The second time, when Oren fell through the rip, I think hitting that shield that the boy put up was enough of an for him to create that for Oren to fall through.
Yes.
But those are the only two rips that we heard about him creating.
That he created, yeah.
Yeah.
So downside, when he creates a rip, the other one shuts. And it's treated like a vacuum because everybody that had lived in Anwin that was in Drawlard Village, because they couldn't leave Drawlard Village because they had to be near the rip, everyone was drugged back through that rip.
Yep.
Into Anwin again.
Yep.
And that rip sealed.
But they didn't know that. They've never created another rip. They did know that like people leaving the village never ended well.
Unless they were born in Auria and left the village very early.
Yeah.
Because we found that out with Twig, who was a page in the Fourth Kingdom's army.
Yes.
He was probably around 10, 12 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say 14.
He was really young.
Yeah.
But you had to leave the village early or suffer the consequences.
And that's why they had him as a page. They were like, well, at least with the army, you get to travel. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Gold, that was Gold. And then we go into Goldfinch. And Goldfinch is the last book of the series.
Yes.
And there was a lot of action that happened.
On 2 different worlds.
On 2 different worlds. There's a lot of back and forth. We've got more character chapters. Like we got chapters specifically from Emily. We got chapters from Riot. You got chapters from Slade and Oren.
Rissa, Osric.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, there's a really good Rissa chapter, guys.
Jen is team Rissa and Osric.
100%. And Team Dominic. I love Dominic.
Yeah. Dominic and Melina's relationship is super under talked about, in my opinion. And I know that we also did not talk about it at all in these recaps, but I could spend hours talking about Melina and Dominic's relationship.
Right now?
Right now. But okay. Do you want to?
Let's talk some of the other stuff. Because Goldfinch ends and it's happily ever after. Judd dies. You're welcome.
You know what? That's a great recap. No notes. Got nothing to add.
Still mad.
God, I'm crying.
I'm still mad though.
Okay. So, do you want to talk about the different couples?
Let's do that.
Okay. Let's start with Dominic and Melina because we've kind of glossed over them a few times. So, Melina, we know, Queen M, she was Midas's wife, ruler
to have her killed.
ruler of Six Kingdom. Dominic is an assassin that King Midas hired to kill Melina.
Because when he found out that Miss was carrying his child, he saw that as an opportunity for Queen Melina to recuse herself for her 6 or 8 months and then come out with Mist's baby and be like, oh, look what I got for King Midas.
Literally, his plan was like, I just want to shut Melina up for a little bit and this would kill 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. And she declined that offer. And
super politely. Yeah.
He immediately caused a rebellion in Sixth Kingdom so that the people would fight against Melina, and she made a lot of grievous errors.
She did.
Really, really piss poor choices during that, which caused her to have to leave and flee Sixth Kingdom with a shady salesman.
Honestly, that's what he was. Yeah.
Yeah. But not a used car salesman, guys. He was just like, he just had
salesman.
a trinket salesman who it turns out is named Pruin, and he was actually Fae.
And we hate him.
He leads her to the Seventh Kingdom, but during the trip to the Seventh Kingdom, we meet Dominic, aka Hood, who is the soldier turned assassin that Midas sent to kill her. He does not kill her. Well, he does actually kill her in Goldfinch.
There's a whole story to it.
But there's a whole story to it. And that's not really the big part of their relationship because they do fall in love. And it's actually kind of like Dom sub-ish.
It is.
Which I really enjoyed.
I know.
Because, I just do. But I liked their relationship. From the start, he was calling her out on her bullshit.
I would say that they're a true enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Like he was hired to kill her. Mm-hmm. She convinced him not to.
By her actions, just so we're clear, guys, not by her words.
And not by banging him.
No. Because that happened much later.
Much later. But Dominic gave her the opportunity. She said something like, I need the chance to make this up. And he's like, all right,
let's do it.
Let's see it. Like, if you say that you're not just a spoiled, rotten royal, I'm going to give you a chance. And she stepped up to the plate. She fucked up a lot in Sixth Kingdom, and she owns that. But her character growth throughout this entire series was just the most impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. The only part about it that I didn't like was that she martyred herself.
Yes. Why? And I want to point out that I called Melina killing herself.
You did.
Early. And I still don't see a reason for it. Raven Kennedy, I'm waiting for a personal letter to my address explaining your reasons. So that would be great. Thank you.
Or if you just want to hit us up on the podcast, let us interview you.
Sure. Whatever.
Anyway, I really liked Melina and Dominic.
Melina grew on you. Like
she did, because I did not like Melina in the beginning.
You did not.
She and Kyla were pretty much
equal for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I had to talk you into liking Melina chapters. Mm-hmm. And Melina was an ice cold bitch at the beginning.
She absolutely was.
Yes. But she redeemed herself. We never saw any redemption from Kyla. We might have gotten maybe one Kyla chapter, though. Maybe.
I think that there were 1 or 2. There were not very many.
We definitely got more Melina chapters.
And we also liked Kyla's brother better than Kyla. Manu.
True, yeah. From the get-go, we liked him better.
We did, unfortunately, because he kind of sucked.
Yeah, that was
for a little while.
bamboozle.
Yeah. He is the only character that is married to someone of the same sex in the entire series.
The only gay character. Yeah.
He is the only gay character. Well, he may not be the only gay character, but he is the only openly.
Yes. That's a good call out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only one that we openly know about. How do I say this? Without stereotyping, I would not be surprised if Lou was bisexual or a lesbian.
Most of the Saddles were.
Well, I think they had to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I don't know if you can call yourself bisexual if you don't enjoy it, if you're only doing it for the paycheck. So,
True.
Yeah.
So next couple.
Do you want to talk about your dream couple?
I did love Rissa and Osric. I mean, let's talk about not enemies to lovers, because they weren't.
No, Rissa always just had a guard up.
Yes. And he grew on her like mold.
Yes. Yeah.
But he actually was openly there for her. And they had heat from the beginning. Like, she actually asked him to fuck her. And he was like,
No.
You know what? No.
Not like this.
Nope. Because he wanted something more. But he was very, very pro-consent.
Yes.
Just like Slade was.
Yep.
And even Dominic made sure to ask before anything happened.
Yep. All of the men did.
All of the men were very, very pro-consent, which I like, because
Except
I know
for
that some
Bane and Midas, but
okay,
yeah,
all of the actual men were very pro-consent.
Yes.
Because I don't like I read dark romance, guys. I do. I don't enjoy non-consensual.
Do you like
anything?
What is it? The CNC, the consensual, non-consensual?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a little different, though.
It is, because everything's like spelled out ahead of time, right?
Yes.
Like you have the rules, like
there are
the
rules.
word, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like a dom and sub.
Yeah.
So that is completely different than a person saying no,
and being ignored.
No.
Yeah.
And
even like Osric and Rissa, there was a lot of back and forth, but she never, if she explicitly said no, Osric respected that. And he was like, okay, we're going to bring that up again, but we're going to keep doing this thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example of when she said no, and I can't come up with one off the top of my head. But
he did not take them food anymore after she told him not to.
True. Yeah.
He actually backed off and left her alone for quite a while, and she came to find him.
She sought him out. Yeah.
He didn't like it, and he still did other things. Like, she said that she didn't like that he was paying that much attention to them, so he backed off, but he would still like shovel around their tent so they'd be able to get out and walk around. But he was never actually there. He did it when they couldn't see him.
So they couldn't,
Yeah. He sent the menders in to check on Polly.
Not himself. Yeah.
But he didn't go too. He made sure that they had clothes. Yes, he gave Rissa his clothes because he couldn't stand the thought of her wearing anyone else's.
Yeah.
And having their scent on her. But,
yeah,
there were just things that he did.
Yeah. I would agree, though. They're not a true enemies to lover in the sense that like Dominic and Melina were. Like,
I think it was more like
lover.
Forced proximity.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah. But they quickly grew into one of my favorite like side couples too. Honestly, all the side couples I loved as much as, if not more than Slade and Oren. So I do wish we had found someone for Judd and Lou. And I really hope it's not those two that we're supposed to end up together. Shut up. Shut your face hole.
No, I am thinking the same, but I'm still sad about Judd. That's what my blinking is for. I'm sorry. I'm still mad about Judd.
I think, did I text you when Judd fell and I was like, I can't do this anymore?
Yeah.
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 I was kind of hoping for a supernatural moment, where like he would just pop back up.
Yeah. Well, I told you what my thought is, right?
Yes. But share it for the pod.
So my belief for Judd, because when he died, or he was still dying, Melina broke the bridge to Lemuria that had been repaired by her blood. So her blood repaired the bridge and gave her magic. Her blood destroyed the bridge again. So the entire world started falling off in Oria. And Judd happened to be part of what fell. And I think he fell into the unknown, which ended up being another world that was not Anwin or Aurea. And I think that he was healed and he lives in that world.
That's the theory we're going with.
And I think he's a Viking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah, because he's got sunflower mustard hair.
Yeah. And he likes wine. So, yeah.
And ale. So
And
he's
ale.
a Viking.
Yeah. I'm still mad about Judd. Feels unnecessary. I do want to point out the way that Judd died fits Judd.
Yes. He died fighting and protecting one of his friends.
Yes.
Because he was saving Riot when he died.
It's still dumb. Still should not have happened. It was a dumb thing though. Like he let his guard down in the middle of a battle.
Yeah.
And that was dumb.
So should we talk about our next side couple?
Emily and Riot?
Emily and Riot? The side couple that could be?
That could be, yes. They're another one that had like an instant attraction that like refused to acknowledge it.
Emily is someone that Oren meets in Goldfinch.
No, she meets her in Gold, doesn't she?
She meets her in Gold or Goldfinch, whatever. She meets her in one of those books. She is a fae in Anwin. She is part of the rebellion or the Volman. And the two ladies hit it off. Emily has the ability to be a chameleon. She can take on anyone else's form. Or even just parts of them.
Touch them or like get some part of their DNA or something.
Yeah. All she has to do is touch them and she can copy them, basically.
Emily treated Oren like a person from the get-go.
Like, she was just excited for there to be another female in the rebellion.
Yeah. And like Oren responded to that. Oren had been put on a pedestal her entire life. So the fact that someone is like, you just want a bath, right? Like just hot water and some shampoo. Girl, I got you.
You want some soap? Because I got it. Like, let's go do this thing.
Yeah, that's all that Oren ever wanted. And Oren immediately responded to that. And Emily, I feel like I'm going to end up regretting this, but I feel like Emily's legitimately just a good person.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just skittish after Manu.
Well, Manu was true to himself, though. He was very much for his sister.
Yes.
And everything he did for his sister.
And honestly,
it was wrong, but he did it.
Looking back, he never hid that either, though. So that's just on me for pulling an Oren and having
blinders,
rosy glasses. Yep,
rosy glasses. So let's talk about the main characters.
Slade and Oren.
Slade is he is one of the best book boyfriends.
Easily top 5, probably top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not say that he was better than certain other book boyfriends because he is not, but he is definitely up there.
His dirty talk, top tier.
Yeah.
His support talk, top tier.
Yes.
Like, he is clearly a male character written by women for women, but I'm here for it. Okay, so what is your favorite part about Slade?
I really like how he's just for Oren. He's not going to force her to do anything. He just wants her to be happy and figure out who she is. And even if it's not with him, he wants her to be happy. Though by Goldfinch, that is no longer the case. Fuck everything else. He is going to be in her world.
Well, that's because the mating bond had snapped into place at that point. So he really didn't have a choice.
He did not.
And like, I don't know if I agree with he would never force her to do anything. He forced her to like face herself and face all the shit that Midas was doing to her.
He directed her into that. He did have a big L in one book where he would not tell her about the conflux, even though he knew it was bad, would not explain why it was bad.
Yeah. That was
just
like all
insisted it was.
Right? Like just...
Yeah.
Just trust me, bro. It's bad. Just trust me.
And he actually had so much sex with her that she passed out.
Yeah.
And that is how he stopped her he thought he stopped her from saying no to the conflux.
Well, Manu came to like pick her up for the conflux and he was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's not happening. I like Slade for a lot more shallow reasons than you do. So maybe I should have gone first.
Go.
I mean, everything you said, plus, like I said, his dirty talk is top
His dirty
tier.
talk is fantastic, guys.
Like, reading it in the first book that they like hooked up in, I was like, okay, do I like dirty talk actually? Am I actually into this? But to your point, like we talked about it in one of the torture scenes in the last book where like he kept the elf who could do the fairy rings.
Mm-hmm.
He kept him down, but like he let Oren handle the interrogation by herself
and make the decision of whether or not he should live or die.
Yeah. It's things like that. Like, yes, he'll protect her, but ultimately she makes a decision where that's like, that is one of the top tier boyfriend moves.
Yes.
For sure. Honestly, Digby does not get enough recognition in the later books.
Oh, no, not at all.
No, I'm Team Digby.
I love Digby.
Appreciate that Digby and Slade's mom end up hooking up. I love that.
That was fantastic.
Yes.
And that is an underrated relationship that we are not going to talk about, guys, because it's Digby.
Well, and there's nothing to talk about. All we see is that they're holding hands and walking,
Yeah.
right? Like, we don't really know anything else about them. But
yeah.
I love that Digby found someone. He deserved it for sure. I do wonder about Digby's past. Like, did he ever have kids of his own? Did he ever have a family that just didn't work out?
We did not cover enough about Digby, guys. Digby was Oren's protector the whole time she was with King Midas in the Sixth Kingdom. They got separated in Guild.
Yep.
Because he went to find out what happened to a scout, and she got kidnapped by ice pirates.
Well, and then Midas tortured.
When Digby realized what happened, Digby ran to the Fifth Kingdom to let Midas know what happened. And he made him his prisoner and beat the shit out of him. And then used him as leverage to get Oren to get back in line.
Yeah. It was absolute BS. And Digby has been the only constant male figure in Oren's life that did not want anything from her.
Yes.
Like,
all he wanted to do was protect her.
And like, not in a creepy way, not in like a thug way, but like
a dad.
In a dad way. Yeah. So I do love that he found someone.
Yes.
I still wonder, like, did he have a family before? Did something tragic happen? I want to know more about Digby.
I do too.
So your favorite underrated character couple was Dominic and Rissa. Or Dominic and
Rissa
Melina.
and Osric.
Rissa
was my favorite, but I think yours was Dominic and Melina. Well, Melina
I just
in
like
general.
Melina.
I will admit that theirs was, I liked both of the side relationships more than I enjoyed Oren and Slade.
Yes.
Only because I don't necessarily like the main characters.
She never does. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't. So that is my story.
Do we want to talk about how this book ended? What point did this book lose you? I have my point. Like, I can pinpoint exactly where this book was like, well, I'm done.
I don't know if it was Judd dying or if it was when Oren died but didn't stay dead. And I think it might have been Oren dying and not staying dead.
Judd dying killed me a little bit. Melina dying killed me a little bit. So like that was two like back-to-back deaths where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And then Oren's ribbons turning into fucking wings. I literally threw down my Kindle and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
But that was after she chose to come back to life too.
I don't fucking care. Why? Like, all we've heard for 5 fucking books is Goldfinch this and Goldfinch that and bird this and wings that and blah, 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 blah. And now her ribbons turn into fucking... No. Just let her stay dead.
Okay. There we go. Let it out.
Let her stay dead. Slade could have, I don't know, taken his rightful spot in Anwin and like taken over for the Breaker, and he would have been maybe not happy, but he could have had a successful and fulfilled life.
Yeah, and his mom and Riot were there.
That's another thing. Like, okay, so Judd dies. The Wrath ends up in Anwin somehow with Argo. Argo gets to come over, but fuck Judd. Fuck that guy. And then they all meet up miraculously. They just happen to run into each other. And then they're like, oh yeah, haha, Judd died. Moment of silence. And then they just go on with their lives. Are you kidding me? What?
Everyone grieves differently, Gabby.
I understand that. It's like the way the whole book, the whole series ended just really like annoyed me.
I understand that romance and romantasy books are meant to have a happily ever after or happily for now. I 100% understand that. I just thought the bow was tied too well for this one.
I agree.
Like, let the Wrath stay in Oria and have to deal with Oria. Yes, let Emily come back. And yes, Slade and Orin can stay in
In
Anwin
Anwin and rule there or
and
whatever. Be on
do
the
whatever they
council
want.
or whatever.
Yeah, and let Wick rule Anwin, or let there be a democracy there. That's fine too. But having them all together in one spot,
Yeah. It
minus
felt
Judd, because
forced.
apparently Argo was a better character than Judd. Also, no other Timberwing had ever survived getting over there.
So how is Argo gonna like find happiness? Now he's just the only person, like the only creature of his species there.
It'll be like Mockingjays. Sorry. That's all I got. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know, at the end of Throne of Glass, where everything was kind of like tied up and like she took over her kingdom and then everyone else kind of went on their own way and that's how it ended and how it was tied up in a neat little bow.
And then he did. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, this doesn't feel the same. Like, I know logically it is the same. It just doesn't feel the same. And I can't pinpoint, like, why exactly it's different.
I think because in the end of Throne of Glass, they went their separate ways.
Like, everything had been tied up, and then they were
Went
going their own separate ways.
In this book, they have to stay together because
There's no way to get
nowhere
back.
else to go. Yet. I'm reading Riot's story.
I don't know if I am. I don't know if I
I'm
have it
reading
in
Riot's
me.
story.
I don't know if I have it in
I
me.
can't do a bonus chapter on it if we don't read it.
Oh, that's fair, but I don't know. Okay, so what did you have any parts that made you want to scream that we haven't already talked about? You called Orin dying.
I did.
She came back to life, so
Yep.
that was a big snub to
I
you.
was not expecting her to come back, and I was really mad about it. I'm not going to lie. Judd dying was a big deal for me.
That was painful.
Dominic and Melina getting together. Yes, you saw it happening, but I loved that moment. That was like a feet kicking moment. It was great.
Yes, and it was so subtle and so well done. Like
so dirty.
Well, and they dragged Melina dragged her feet the whole time. So when she and you knew she wanted it, and so when she finally gave into it, it was a kick your feet moment, and
it was so dirty, and I loved it. I did not necessarily like the magic. Like, even without the magic, I would have been fine.
The magic didn't really make sense to me.
I mean,
like,
it didn't make sense for them to be rulers because they had magic. That part I didn't necessarily like, but I enjoyed the different kinds of magic.
Yeah.
But even if there was no magic, I would have liked the book.
But without the magic, you wouldn't have had the ice wall that Melina did. You wouldn't have the rot that Slade had.
Yeah, and Orin wouldn't have been able to gild Midas.
Yeah.
Which really he deserved, and so did Fane.
Correct.
Did knowing that Judd used to be a Red Raider,
I loved that moment.
Like Captain Fane,
like,
bother you at all?
No. Finding that out, I was like, oh, it's Judd. Like, that totally tracks. Like, that absolutely makes sense that he was a pirate.
But a good pirate, not like a Captain Fane pirate.
Well, a pirate.
But he ran with the same people, but he was like a Jack Sparrow pirate for me.
Yeah. Like, I assumed he left because his
conscience.
I was going to say his values did not align with the company anymore.
So he was not a good pirate, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Which is a good thing. What, other than throwing your Kindle about the wings, was there any other point where you were just like...
Judd dying. I had a hard time picking it back up after that. The ribbons turning into wings, I was just like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything after that point, I was kind of like, I feel like you're just dragging out the story just to drag out the story. Like, the way the book ended was like, oh, they're banging under the tree and like, look how happy they are. I'm like, I don't care anymore.
You didn't care that they were happy?
I'm glad that they were happy. I liked that Orin had her one more day or whatever that phrase was, or their one day. The storyline had dragged on, I think, for about 2 books too long. And I know that I was like the cheerleader for getting you through Glow and being like, no, it's important character growth and it's great, whatever. But I would like to humbly eat my humble pie at this point and eat crow, and I'm so sorry.
Do you want to talk about foreshadowing?
No, but you can.
Well, okay, so let's talk first about the payer bond.
Okay. So the payer bond is a fated mates bond. That's what
Yes.
it is, right? So
Yep.
anytime that Slade sneaks in, like, we're a pair of, or we're quite the pair, like, I'm just picturing him, like, finger gunning it and, like, Oren being like, yeah, I guess we're a pair of people.
Yeah. Her being able to see his aura should have been foreshadowing for us, guys.
100%.
Some of us chose to be very angry about it and ignore it.
Shut up. However, I want to point out that she had not met any other Fae ever before, so we had nothing as an unreliable narrator, because that all came from Oren's POV. We had no way to know that that was what a Fae was. All we know is that she saw this weird thing.
And that she knew that he was Fae because of it.
Yeah, but we didn't know. All we knew is what she knew, and she didn't know anything about the Fae world at that point.
Who else was not surprised that Midas was also Barden
East? Fuck you. All right, like, I was so excited for you to get to that twist and be like, and to be as shocked as I was. And you were like, I think we were texting and you were like, yeah, I called that like a book ago.
I asked you about it a book before. And you were like, why do you ask? And I was like, I'm just setting this here so that it's somewhere.
I don't know how to lie to you. I'm sorry.
And I am also very much anti-spoiler.
Yes. Yeah, so, like, I can't be like, you got it.
I was kind of giving Gabby my theories, not so that she would respond, but just so I'd have a place to go look back at. And then she would say things like, fuck you. And I was like, well, shit.
I must be close.
Yeah. I did not necessarily like the Dew story.
I think
I understood why it moved the story forward, but I didn't like it.
I also feel like we kind of lost a plot on that, right? Like, we needed the Dew for Polly and, like, Rissa and that relationship to fall apart.
Yeah.
But then, like, the last thing we heard about Polly is that she went to a saddle house
and that she fell in love with a married man.
And she tried to hit up Rissa, like, one time afterwards.
Yeah.
But, like, that's it. I have more questions about Polly, and I know she's not our favorite character, but, like, I kind of want to know what's happening to her, but I like trash TV too, and Polly is trash TV. So
I feel like the Dew storyline, and I'm sorry, Raven Kennedy, please don't hate me for this, okay? You know, when a TV show is kind of struggling and it's a series and they do the musical episode.
Yeah, just to, like, break it up a little bit.
Yeah, that was the Dew storyline for me, was the musical
Looking at
episode.
you, Buffy and Supernatural. Like, okay, so I feel like the Dew could have been more important than what it was.
Yeah.
Right, like, we could have gotten a lot more out of that, or, like, we could have gotten a bigger subplot out of it.
But then we would have ended up with more books.
I don't know. Maybe we could have leaned into it a little bit more with Glow somehow. I don't know. I'm not a writer. I'm a reader.
Who was your favorite villain? And yes, Slade does count.
Well, then it's Slade, I mean. Or Domik. I would count Domik as a villain, for sure.
My least favorite villain was Kyla.
Kyla never redeemed herself, is the thing. Both Domik and Slade ended up not revealing, but redeeming themselves.
Slade was very open from the get-go that he was a villain, and he would always burn the world for Oren. Period. And that is the epitome of a morally gray man.
Yes.
And a villain.
Yes.
But a good villain, not a bad villain.
Well, that's where the morally gray comes into play.
Yeah, that's where the morally gray comes into play. Domik was also
same way. Honestly, like, once he fell for Melina, he was like, this is endgame. This is it. This is where I'm at. I never had any feelings about Mist. I could take or leave Mist. You know, like,
guys, we forgot about Mist for almost this entire episode.
Like,
so
her story was tragic, but it was so, like, glossed over, I guess is the best way to say it. Like, Midas absolutely took advantage of her. Midas absolutely tried to leverage her condition.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the Fae army came marching through and she gave birth and that didn't work well, it was just kind of glossed over. And I get that Melina had other fires to put out when that happened, and she did not like Mist for obvious reasons. I don't know. I just feel like Mist could have had a stronger subplot behind her.
Yeah.
But again, we would have ended up with more books, and I don't know if I have more books left in me.
For this series.
For this series, yeah. Yep.
And of course, there's Midas.
Fuck Midas.
The man everyone loves to hate with his OCD of sixes. And his love of gold.
Midas was so well written, though.
He was. I knew from the first book that he was a villain.
Sure.
And I did not like him from just beyond the orgy.
You did not. Like, I remember you texting me and being like, am I actually going to like this? Like,
yeah,
this is kind of a struggle for me.
I love Greek mythology, so I was very excited about this book.
Yes.
I hated Midas so much.
Midas's personality traits are, yeah. I mean, they're both power-hungry men. And
charismatic, power-hungry.
They'll step on anyone to get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And there's no redemption. There was none.
Well, Midas
going from being Midas to Barden East, back to Midas again, and then dying. Like, the best thing he did was die for me.
I can't even argue. Yeah. So Midas started his life as Barden East, and he worked his way up through the black market, I guess, to like rule the east side of.
Well, I think Midas was actually always his last name, but East was the name he took on when he took over the east side of town. He was a saddle owner.
He was a flesh trader.
He was a flesh trader and other unsavory things. So him becoming a king, in his mind, was his right.
The next logical step.
Yeah. Oren just happened to make it easier for him.
Well, he had to have power, and he didn't have any power.
Mm-hmm. So of our theories from the first couple books, here's what we had. Oren was going to die. Melina was going to die.
Nailed it.
Rissa was going to die.
Semi-nailed it.
And fated mate.
Nailed it. I'm not saying we're great or anything.
But it also, Oren dying flopped too because she chose not to stay dead. We're still mad about Judd. We want to know more about Hojat.
Hojat and Digby.
And Riot. I want to know why Hojat's stuff has to be made with like cow innards and has to smell like the grave. I don't understand, because he's a healer and healers get taught that
flowers,
aromatherapy is an important thing. So it doesn't have to smell that bad, y'all.
I'm going to go with the fact that he was an army healer and people in the army don't want to smell like marigolds.
But also maybe having it smell bad would make them get back to work faster.
They're fierce.
Yeah.
Raw stuff.
All right. What are your best moments of the series?
All of them. So Oren owning her power and growing into herself was a big one. Melina also, her whole character arc and just going from this bitchy ice queen to I'm going to sacrifice myself to save my kingdom. Loved that. I do like Riot's first battle and how successful that was.
Yeah.
I know that there were some casualties and I know that he would not consider it successful, but from an outsider perspective,
yeah, it definitely was successful.
It was successful. It was a long shot too. Anyone looking at it on paper would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
What about you?
Slade carrying Oren up the stairs after she overextended herself.
And the helper or the other soldiers, guards, whatever, refused to
touch
help her.
Right, because they weren't allowed.
That was also a good one.
I loved the ribbons.
Hated the ribbons.
But I liked how flirty they were.
They were very flirty.
Especially in the first couple books where they would wrap themselves around
his legs or whatever.
Legs or his arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you early books ribbons.
Yeah. I loved those.
By the time they became wings, I was over them. But.
Yeah. I loved the banter for Rissa and Osric.
You did. You talked about that a lot.
It was fantastic.
It was some good.
Yeah. I liked the bluntness of Dominic.
I liked the female friendship between Lou and Oren.
Yes, that too.
Yeah. And Oren and Rissa eventually got there, kind of, sort of, but never the way that Lou and Oren did.
Oren's cooking.
Listen,
it
some
was
of us
so bad that it was fantastic.
Try, okay?
Yes. But I don't think that you've ever made anything quite as, I'm not even sure what that was.
So I resonated with Oren's cookie.
All right. So what did you think about the series as a whole?
When I first convinced you to read the series, I was
Yes.
all about it, right? Like I gave you
Yes.
the hard sell. I would give the whole series overarching
Yeah.
like a 3.5,
3.5, 3.75.
somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
I feel like the ending was really weak. I feel like it could have been 2 books shorter. I do like the character development that we saw.
I love the character development.
Yes. I feel like the world building or like the magic just wasn't as explained, I guess, or like as in depth as I would like.
And there are other people on Reddit, guys, that just are crazy about this.
And we are not dogging on anyone who loves
And
this
I love those
series.
people. I love the
Yeah.
people. There are always rabid fans. And we love rabid fans because they are allowed to have their opinions and we have ours. And we are rabid fans of certain series too.
Yes, Throne of Glass. I'm wearing a
So-
rowing sweatshirt.
I'm wearing a Pizza Planet t-shirt from Toy Story.
See? Same thing.
So not quite the same thing, but I enjoyed the series. Would I read it again? I think I've listened to it enough to last me a lifetime.
So that's just it. Like I do wonder like if we hadn't covered it for the podcast, if we would have enjoyed it more. If we just dove too deep into it.
That's not possible.
Okay. Well, I tried.
So, but I think that for me, I kind of lean more into darker romances now, or even why choose. And
This definitely was not a why choose. This was definitely a I chose. Think the next series we're talking about covering is going to be a why choose.
Why choose?
So
Yeah. What are you reading right now?
I am currently reading. I don't want to tell you. I gotta find it. I am like 3 pages in.
3 whole pages.
Yeah, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. The cover is really pretty.
The cover is really pretty. It's book 1 of 3. That's cool.
Yeah. You know what you should read? I think you would really like The Era of Illusion by Madeline Taylor.
Would I?
I read that one recently and I really enjoyed it. But I feel like
fast-paced romance with gods and fae. Yeah, this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm reading that and then I'm also rereading a book that I have already read that I'm going to keep a secret. So there.
So I am trying to read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig.
You are struggling with it, aren't you?
I am struggling with it. It's honestly, it's not even the writing. I switched over to a Sam Hall series called Lone Wolf, a rejected mates romance. So
are those page numbers working?
Yes, they work just fine. All of Sam Hall's books work just fine for me, guys. So that's what I'm doing on my Kindle. I am also on Audible listening to Quicksilver because I struggled trying to read it. So I thought maybe if I listened to it, I would enjoy it more. Anthony Palmini is one of the voice actors. I am enjoying it more. What are we covering next, Gabby?
The next series we're covering is the Villains of Lore series. And the Villains of Lore series, if you don't know it by its formal name,
we're going to be covering Blood of Hercules and then Bonds of Hercules.
Oh my God.
By Jasmine Moss. If
I'm
you have
so
not
excited.
read these, go read them because Alexis is amazing.
Okay, so yeah, start reading Blood of Hercules so you can follow us, listen to us, and not have anything spoiled.
Thank you so much for listening to Corks and Cauldron. Be sure to follow us at Corks and Cauldron on your favorite socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Threads. If you enjoyed the episode, please rate and review us. Share us with your booksties. Tell the world. Also, follow us, guys, please, just on Spotify or wherever you're listening to your podcast, follow us. Comment
wherever you're listening
on our
to
stuff.
podcast.
You know, it's the best way to spread the word and it helps our podcast grow because Corks and Cauldron is a self-funded labor of love and your support helps us keep the magic alive. So join our Patreon community today at patreon.com/corksandcauldron and maybe even treat us to a bottle of wine. So our episodes usually drop on Thursdays and the next episode that we are going to do, if we don't do a bonus episode between now and Blood of Hercules, will be the intro episode for Blood of Hercules. But anyway, until the next episode, guys, eat and get lost in a good book. Cheers.
Drink. Cheers.